So, if you're in the AI or crypto space at all, you have probably seen the name Bittensor absolutely explode across your feed lately. It feels like it came out of nowhere, right? Sparking this huge wave of hype. But the real story here isn't the buzz. It's the incredibly powerful engine that's been building underneath for years. So today, we're going to dig into what's really driving Bittensor's big moment.
It's so easy to get caught up in the social media whirlwind, the price charts, all the big names dropping the term. But that's just scratching the surface. The real driver behind all this is a powerful tech and economic engine that's been quietly humming in the background for years. And now finally, it's starting to deliver the goods.
Okay, so first, let's just get a sense of the sheer scale of this attention, because this isn't just some niche crypto community getting excited about their project. Oh no, we are talking about this thing crossing over into the mainstream in a huge way, pulling in people from every corner of tech and finance.
Now, what's crazy about this quote is just how fast this all happened. We're talking about a massive expansion of the conversation in just a matter of weeks. The project has basically barged its way into the main AI conversation, and it's dragging this huge new audience along for the ride.
And I mean, look at this list. This tells you everything you need to know. We are way past the niche stage here. When you've got people from Wall Street Bets, a top-tier Silicon Valley investor like JCal, and even the CEO of NVIDIA himself all mentioning the same project, well, that's when you know something really big is happening.
So the big question is, what's causing all this? And look, it's not just hype for hype's sake. This attention is a direct result of real, tangible, honestly groundbreaking achievements that are coming from projects built on top of Bittensor. To really get it, we need to talk about one key idea.
And that idea is something called a subnet. Just think of subnets as the actual apps. They're like these individual competitive marketplaces where developers build specific AI services, things like training models, storing data, or generating images, all on top of the main Bittensor network.
Probably the best way to get your head around this is to think about the internet itself. Nobody really talks about TCP/IP, right? No, you talk about the awesome video you just watched on YouTube or the new album you found on Spotify. The internet, the protocol, that's the invisible plumbing. Bittensor is basically that same kind of plumbing, but for AI. And the subnets? Well, those are the YouTubes and the Spotifys being built on top.
For the longest time, the story of Bittensor was all about potential. It was this cool economic engine designed to create a race to build the best AI. But we're past that now. We are not talking about theory anymore. We're talking about cold, hard proof that this engine actually works. Let's just start with this number. 72 billion. What on earth is that?
That is the number of parameters in a massive AI model that was trained completely decentrally by a subnet called Templar. This was a huge deal. It was this massive proof of concept that pretty much proved to the AI world that decentralized training isn't just some pipe dream. It actually works, and it can work at an incredible scale.
And it's not a one-trick pony either. We're seeing other projects, like a subnet called Targon, collaborating directly with tech giants like Intel. See, these aren't just little wins inside the crypto world. These are major achievements that are making the traditional tech and investment world stand up and take notice. The system is actually creating real valuable AI products. Now, of course, when you grow this fast, you get growing pains. It's inevitable. But hey, the sign of a healthy, mature project isn't that it has no problems. It's that it actually solves them as they come up. And that is exactly what's happening right now.
So here's the first big headache they're tackling. When a brand new subnet launches, its token usually has next to no liquidity. And that means any tiny little buy or sell order can send the price shooting to the moon or crashing to zero. It just makes it way too risky for anyone to invest early, even if they absolutely love the project.
So how do you fix something like that?
Well, the answer isn't some quick patch or a temporary fix. It's a really clever upgrade to the core protocol itself. The system is literally improving its own DNA to help new projects hit the ground running. The solution is actually pretty brilliant. It used to be that the huge fee you had to pay to register a new subnet was just burned, gone forever. Now that capital gets repurposed. It's injected straight into the new subnet's own liquidity pool. And here's the killer part. It sets the new token's price at the median value of all the other subnets. This gives the project a stable, fair launchpad, and honestly, it puts the pressure on them right from day one to prove they're worth it. All right, let's get into the last big topic. And this one's less of a technical bug fix and more of a big philosophical debate about the soul of the network. It really gets to the heart of what Bittensor is trying to become.
So the debate is this. Should a subnet be run by just one single validator, which is usually the owner, or by a whole diverse, decentralized group of them? Now, the single model is simple. It's super easy for developers, but the downside? It's centralized. It's a single point of failure. On the other hand, the decentralized model is way more secure, way more resilient, and much more true to that whole crypto ethos. It creates a system that's hardened against attacks. The catch? It's just more complicated for the folks building on it. And this brings us to the huge open question facing the entire ecosystem, and honestly, almost any decentralized network. As Bittensor gets bigger and more important, what do you prioritize? Do you make it as simple as possible for builders to create the next big thing, even if it adds some risk? Or do you build an unbreakable fortress of decentralization, even if it's a little harder to build inside those walls? There is no easy answer here, and the trade-offs they choose will end up defining the future of decentralized AI. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to AI in 8 minutes and never miss what matters.